Relationships between men and women go through 3 stages. The first stage is mutual attraction, where you like the girl and she likes you. This is the beginning of the relationship. Then comes the second stage, which is the relationship, where you love her and she loves you. Finally, the third stage is the breakup. Since I started this series, I've noticed that most of you in the comments are facing this issue. People don't know how to turn a girl from "I don't like you" to "I like this guy" and want to know more about him. In this video, I'll explain exactly what you need to do. But before that, let me tell you a story. A young legislator in Pennsylvania once faced a political rival who openly opposed him. Instead of confronting him as an enemy, he used a clever strategy to win his favor. He learned that this rival owned a rare and valuable book, so he sent him a polite letter requesting to borrow it for a short time. The man agreed and sent him the book. After reading it, the legislator returned the book with a thank you note. Something surprising happened after that. The rival, who had previously disliked him, began to treat him kindly and eventually became one of his friends and supporters. That young legislator was Benjamin Franklin, and from here we got the concept of the Benjamin Franklin effect. The Benjamin Franklin effect is the fastest and easiest way to make any girl like you, regardless of her initial feelings. All you have to do is ask her for a favor. Let's see how this works. When you ask a woman to do something for you and she agrees, it triggers a subconscious reaction. She starts to like you a little more. Why? It's simple. When we perform acts of kindness or do favors for others, our brain tells us that we must like them because we're going out of our way to help. This method also relies on a concept called the consistency bias. Once someone has done you a favor several times, they're more likely to continue doing so to maintain a consistent image of themselves. After all, we all like to think of ourselves as reliable, right? Here's a tip. Ask for small, manageable favors like picking up a pencil, sharing class notes, passing a paper to someone, or running a simple errand. But the reason I wanted to talk about the Benjamin Franklin effect in this video is to explain a much deeper concept, something I like to call the investment equation. We were raised in a society where, from a young age, we were told, if you want a girl to like you, you have to be nice and keep doing favors and buying her gifts. This is all nonsense, and I want you to erase this idea from your mind and replace it with this rule. A girl will start liking you when she invests in you, not the other way around. How? Think of it like gambling. The more money you lose in gambling, the more you want to keep going and not stop. The same thing applies to a girl. The more she invests in you, the more she will like you and become attached to you. But if you are the one investing in her, you're the one who will become more attached. This doesn't just apply to girls, but to all people. The more you invest in someone, the more you value them, then they value you. So, I want to send a message to all the overly nice people. My friend, just because you're being nice and helping someone with everything they ask doesn't mean they'll appreciate you. In fact, you'll end up appreciating them more. Let's get back to women. Here's a golden piece of advice. If a girl asks you for a favor and you agree to do it and help her, then welcome to the friend zone. You must understand that this might seem strange, but unfortunately, it's the reality. If a girl asks you for something, even if it's small, try to find a way to refuse. Why? Because the moment you do a favor for a girl, she interprets it in one of 2 ways. Either you're doing it to win her over and get her approval, and if you've been following this series on how to attract women, you'll know that this is an attraction killer. Or she'll see you as a friend, because friends are the ones who help. Look, my friend, when a girl is beautiful, every guy is trying to win her over, and whenever she asks for something, they rush to do it. For her, if you agree to do her a favor, you're just like everyone else. And this is not because women are bad, it's just their nature. But if you say no to her, she starts seeing you differently. She won't understand what's going on, and she'll want to know more about you. So, in summary, we've learned about the Benjamin Franklin effect, understood the investment equation, and seen that you shouldn't agree to do favors for her. And all of this can be summed up in one sentence. Change your mindset from, what do I need to do to make her like me, to what does she need to do to make her like me? Now, there's one last thing I want you to know, and if you combine it with everything I've explained to you, you'll have the perfect formula. But before we continue, let's get this video to 4,000 likes. This last point is about raising your value. Let me explain how. I want you to imagine that dating is like a marketplace. Well, in a financial marketplace, when the supply of something is scarce, it is perceived to be more valuable. In the dating marketplace, when your time and attention are scarce, you are perceived to be more valuable. This means, in the beginning stages of dating, you never want to seem too available for a girl. For example, tell me if this situation sounds familiar. You. Hey, I had a great time the other night. Are you free to get drinks this Thursday? I'd love to, but I'm busy on Thursday. Okay, how about Friday? Can't do Friday either. Saturday? Busy all weekend, maybe sometime next week. Okay, when are you free? Nothing. Has this kind of thing ever happened to you? And did you realize the crucial mistake you were making? You were too available and it lowered your value. Look, If you don't understand the game of dating, this situation will make you angry. It's going to feel like she's stringing you along and playing games with you. That's all logical, but dating isn't logical, it's emotional. Here's what's really happening. When you suggest a time and get told no, you are devaluing your time relative to hers. Even if she doesn't realize it, on a subconscious emotional level, you are losing points with her. And when you keep asking and you keep chasing, it reinforces that you're more available than her, that your time and attention are easier to get than her time and attention. Therefore, you're less valuable than her. Yeah, I know it's not fair. It shouldn't be that way. People shouldn't play games with each other like that, but they do. And no amount of wishing things were different is going to change basic human nature. Don't judge it, just embrace it. And I'll tell you how to flip that game on its head. Embrace the concept of scarcity. Meaning, you want to limit the supply of your time and attention in order to keep it valuable. For example, when you're texting back and forth setting up a date, always get her availability first before revealing yours. That way, you only have to ask once, and you know the answer is going to be yes. It's easy. Instead of asking her if she's free on Thursday, just ask her, what's your week looking like? When are you free to hang out and have the most fun ever? When's a good time for us to have our epic whiskey drinking adventure? Then she'll tell you when she's free and you pick the time. You get her to reveal her availability first. Another example, when you're talking to a girl you like at a bar, or you're texting back and forth with a girl who recently gave you her number, always be the one to end the conversation first. And do it before you think you should, especially if it's going well. Even if the conversation is going really well and you don't want it to end. Trust me, the longer you keep talking, the more she's going to get the feeling that you're not that special. So make it a rule for yourself that you always say goodbye first. It's for the good of you both. It's easy, just say, getting dinner with friends and I hate being that guy on his phone. Talk again soon. Gotta run, try not to miss me too much. I gotta go say hi to some friends. Let's talk again soon. Your best bet is to end it on a high note so she's left with good feelings about you and she misses the hell out of you. And even though you're not gonna say it, you want her wondering if there are other girls who are getting a piece of your time when she's not getting it. Trust me, this is a good thing. Look, you're a busy man. You've got lots of cool stuff going on in your life and lots of cool people who want a piece of your time. There's a huge demand for you and not that much of you to go around, which means the people who receive your time should value it and feel special when they get it. And here, you will have the perfect formula to make any girl like you. But there is one thing left I want you to do. Act like you are already taken by someone else. Do you know that women find married men much more desirable than single men? Why is that? Well, simply due to the fact that married men are beyond their reach. They know that these men are already taken, and that makes it even more of a desire for them. You should cultivate the same actions in your personality. When you act as if you are already taken, she will always go that extra mile to keep your attention. This is the reason why you should act like you're already taken. That way, she will always chase you for attention. But at the same time, you shouldn't show her that you're already taken by someone else to the point where she feels you're not interested in her and has no chance with you. So, how do you do that? It's not difficult, but let's talk about it in another video. This was The Dark Needle. Take care.